Hey, listen, we got to get going because apparently there's a plan today, and we got to get this plan done by a quarter till here, and I want to be able to devote time to it.
Tell them that they're paid by a con.
Why did Daniel Garcia stop shaving his chest?
So he'd look more manly.
Is like a mohawk running between his pecs now?
Yeah.
It's really not flattering.
He's got like a hair dicky.
He actually does.
Me?
No, it's true.
You heard me wrong, Brian. It's at a dicky.
Yeah, a tremendous fashion reference there by Craig. I'm sure he has a impressive
I'm
collection
sure
of dickies
everybody
at home.
listening to this was immediately thinking of fashion when they heard that he had a hair dicky.
Mm-hmm.
Serena and her seafoam green braids immediately interrupt. And then she holds up what she claims is the binder of 1,000 holds.
She says, I've amassed these holds over 20 years. They're all in this binder. Jericho took a luchador's mask, and that's like a blood feud now. Harley appears to have also commandeered a mask.
She didn't steal a mask. She just got one that looks just like holograms.
To be fair, I would give Harley anything she wanted from mine.
She's not just eye candy. She's a brilliant performer.
Really hot, too.
Tomorrow on Slam Dunk Sunday,
Someone get a bucket of water for Craig?
a
I'm
hologram.
smitten by this woman. You don't understand.
Yeah.
No, I think we all understand.
It's pretty clear.
Abundantly clear, yes.
Gorgeous.
Harley
Wife
has a
listen
match.
to this show?
Yeah, she knows.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Hobbs. It's too bad they can't just call him Shithouse Hobbs. That guy'd be the most over guy in all of AEW if that was his
Don't
name.
know if that works.
Powerhouse Brick Hobbs. What's Hobbs' first name?
Will.
That's right, it's Will. I should have known that.
Yes.
Actually, Grayson here says there was a guy in a Wrestling Retribution project named Brick Shithouse. Yeah.
Family name.
Forgot about this until right now. Brick Shithouse was portrayed by Ben Muth, my former colleague of Football Outsiders.
He was a wrestler?
He did some wrestling, trained with Lance.
How about that?
Huh.
Oh, so it's Lance's fault.
It is.
I
we
got
can
it.
blame everything on Lance.
I'm always looking for something to blame on Lance.
That's funny because he says the same thing about you.
They were in Bologna, Italy,
Yes.
and the crowd was incredible for about 2 hours. And then that last hour, they were like, all right, we've been incredible long enough.
If I can forgive you for taking Cody's side, you can forgive me for pile driving you onto your head. Perfect logic. Perfect heel logic there.
I am not feeling this feud. This back and forth was so annoying.
Is this the first time Jade Cargill was pinned in WWE?
Probably.
And you just do a random throwaway SmackDown?
Never booked this match. Stupid.
This is not how you book a superhero. And
She's not supposed to be a superhero. She's just coming back from a long
look at her!
injury. Well, she looks like it,
She
but
comes
I mean,
out here with that
some
body
people
and
have to lose sometimes.
this long mullet wig, like something out of ElfQuest, and there's a reference about 8 people will get. Time for the main event promo. Out comes CM Punk looking exactly like Butthead. No one told him he should not wear his hair like this on TV.
Dude, who gives a fuck? He came out and the first thing he did was he called Seth Grimace.
That is also true.
I popped.
This to me felt so underwhelming. I was like, they all stood in the ring, they all said mean things to each other, and then they had a very pedestrian brawl. And they pointed to that stupid sign while they're brawling.
Nothing happened over those 3 hours.
It was a pretty good show.
No.
ChatGPT, Smackdown review starring Filthy Tom and Bryan Alvarez.
I'm your host, Filthy Tom Lawlor, joined by the man who somehow manages to be more useless than a rubber knife in a prison fight, Bryan Alvarez. What's up, Bryan?
Let's not pretend you're the shining star of this operation. You're like a broken pencil. Pointless. What, Tom, you think because you're a former fighter, that makes you a wrestling expert? You'd probably lose in a match with a traffic cone.
Liv Morgan is about as useful as a sandbag at a swimming pool party.
Liv Morgan, she's the human version of a please wait screen.
Who's like trying to make a turkey sandwich with no bread. She's like the human version of a wet sock. Nobody wants it.
I get it, Tom. You don't like fun. You don't like anything that's not just sitting on your couch in your pajamas complaining, just like your wrestling career. More of the same, but somehow still a disaster.
Join us next time when we tear apart something else for your listening pleasure.
Until then, just remember, don't listen to Tom and don't watch SmackDown unless you hate yourself.
Whatever. It's your funeral.
What? I've never been so embarrassed doing this show as I was for the last 5 minutes. God.
When you have a little extra cash and want to spoil yourself, what do you buy? Massage is nice.
Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
And also vacations.
Never had a massage.
What?
You've never had a massage?
Craig, I say this with respect. You are a laborer.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Take care of your body.
Oh, I do.
You know, there are places where you can do this really cheap, you know.
I heard people getting in trouble for
No,
being
bro.
in this-
You want to go to a place that has windows.
Listen.
Oh, I see.
Granny, what do you spend your money on when you get a little extra cash?
I get stuff from the Amazon. Takes forever to get here.
I bet it does.
I didn't know that's why they called it Amazon.
Yeah, steamer boat.
It comes from the Amazon. That's where the big warehouse is at.
A subscription to WON/F4W.com.
Exactly.
And that's the correct answer.
Exactly.
Ryan, I'm clicking like.
Char takes over, neck hold. Somersaults, drop face.
Somersault drop face?
Yes. She somersaulted and dropped her on her face.
Okay.
She got you there.
I have to tell you about my family reunion, Brian.
Please do. I wasn't invited.
You wouldn't have came anyway. I was supposed
Next.
to have...
Next family.
You say something for that one, dude.
So you just told me it was a family reunion. After you told me it wasn't a family reunion.
Brian, shut up. We had a really good time.
You wouldn't have liked it.
I hadn't seen my...
I wouldn't have had fun.
I know, that's why I didn't invite you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have invited Captain Bringdown either.
This is Tony Khan's favorite era of wrestling. He loves 1984 Mid-South wrestling. But so I don't understand why he doesn't pick up certain things from Mid-South. Dr. Death is going to appear in the building next week, right?
That's what they said.
Okay, so for weeks prior to that, they're like, let's go to some footage of Dr. Death Steve Williams. They got all sorts of people that they're going to be debuting. They could have said, hey, here's some footage of Megan Bain from whatever company, Stardom or whatever you can get footage from. Show some clips of a match for 3 weeks before she shows up. And then these people just don't show up cold. I don't know.
Jim Ross says, again, everyone, we want you to send the best picture you can and 25 words or less. Do you realize how short that is?
I put out.
And Ricky's
That's only
cute.
3.
We lost power for 5 seconds. But that was enough to just reset everything in this room. So the show starts. Everyone can hear me just fine, but you can't hear Vinny. Why? I don't have any fucking idea. But anyway, for all you 7-year-olds out there listening with your family, I'm sorry, but all my foul language, you'll understand someday. You'll understand this world sucks.
Kenny Omega versus Blake Christian. So they aired the Blake Christian highlight video right before this match. And I laughed. It's like, well, you could have aired this last week. I've been more excited for this match now. And then Kenny just squashed him in 5 minutes. Like, why'd you bother? Why did you bother with any of this?
I don't know. So what happened here is it was supposed to be the Hurt Business against Archer and Brian Cage.
Right.
But Brian Cage, we have confirmed, did hurt his knee.
That sucks.
And so they're out of the match. And so they had to scramble to get a new team. They decided it would be the Learning Tree. The irony of MVP always talking about doing good business and then doing this fucking promo with these guys, he made these guys look like the biggest geeks. And not in a good way.
Not a comedy way.
He just made them look like fools. I certainly could not give two shits about the match after this promo was over. And that's not what you're supposed to do when you cut a promo to build up challengers.
No. About to say the team name, and Thunder Rosa is still wearing the Thunderstorm t-shirt from 3 years ago, but no, the new name is Thunder Tits.
Tony called them Thunder Tits. Thunder was
Yeah.
like, she wasn't down with that idea. You could hear the crowd goes crazy.
Oh, there's a chant. Yep.
And then you start hearing a Thunder Tits chant.
Yes.
And Thunder very quickly went from not wanting this name to, by the time the main event rolled around, trying to lead the crowd in
Yes.
chants of Thunder Tits.
Yes.
She knew who to hitch her wagon to.
I recommend / request a Thundercats parody shirt with Thunder Tits instead. Brody King versus Kyle Fletcher. God bless these guys. They had a lot of time, had an awesome match. I think my favorite part was the Don Callis cosplayer right behind the announce desk. He was pretty great.
It wasn't just this show. There have been several shows lately where people are dressing up as Don Callis.
Shivani does a sit down with Copeland and FTR.
They're going to turn on him and beat his ass.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. I thought everybody played their role to perfection.
Yes, very believable.
Moxley, at his core, is a babyface. He is AEW through and through, but he looks at all these fucking idiots. He wants them to be pro wrestlers and ride the roads. Don't go backstage and check fucking Twitter to see how many stars you got from Dave whatever. He wants you to be a fucking wrestler and devote your life to this and be the absolute best and take his spot. That's what this character is, I think.
Kenosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe.
Yes.
Everything about this was fun. Tremendous fun.
And I'm watching this match, and what I'm thinking is there is only one finish here. Megan Bayne has to pin Toni Storm. But they're not going to do it because they don't like having the challenger beat the champion in these tag matches. It almost never happens. So I'm watching the match, and son of a bitch, Megan Bayne pinned Toni Storm clean in the middle.
Megan didn't just pin Tony. Megan beat up all 3 women in this match.
Yes, which
they
is
are
what you
trying.
got to do.
They're trying so hard.
Yes.
I don't know if it's working, but they are trying. Vaquer is making her comeback, and Vic Joseph goes on a very strange rant. For Vaquer, practice does not make perfect. Practice creates habits. Habits create consistency. Consistency creates championship results. What the fuck? What in the fuck is he talking about?
Sound like practice makes perfect to me.
Can you just react to the match and call it like a normal fucking human being for once in your life?
No.
That's got to be a sense of relief for Vaquer. In an odd way, she retains at least one of her titles. So then Stephanie's attacked by Fatal Influence, or as Vic calls them, the goddesses of hostility. Did we just witness a fatal blow? See this knife right here? It's a butter knife on your table. I want to poke this
No, stop!
through my ear,
Okay.
into my brain, out the other ear, and die.
They want you to believe that Trick is turning heel. He is acting like a dick, particularly to Javon, and they're setting up a 3-way at WrestleMania, and they want you to get behind Javon as the, upstart babyface, rookie, but it is Javon who is turning heel. Because he will be the leader of Dark State.
Aha.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that checks out, actually.
If you fuckers change this because I told everyone what was going to happen, I'm going to be pissed off.
Earlier today, Vic is interviewing Ricky Saints in an empty arena. Sean Spears steps up. And if it doesn't work out here, you can always go back. Oh, well, I guess you burned all your bridges. And Ricky just says, well, I guess I better win then. And there you go.
Ricky's departure from AEW is a storyline in NXT.
Yeah.
How about that?
It is strange times. So it's Fallon Henley versus Stephanie Vaquer, who comes in selling her ribs.
Like, at the beginning of the show, they're talking about how no one's ever successfully defended 2 titles on one show. They mentioned some other people who had 2 belts in the past. I think Becky. But they said no one's done it. But by the time the show was over, it was like, it was supposed to be a historic thing, but it didn't feel that way at all.
No, it felt like
because they were just like 2 short matches.
Yeah.
Interference in both of them, quick. So yeah, it was just, this would have been better served on a PLE.